Warning, this content contains foul language, violence, and gore. Enjoy the story. Hey guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now, this is my very first Dragon Ball Z What If. I've made a What If, combining Dragon Ball Z and Hero Academia before. It's my Sealed Off Universe series. But this is going to be a strictly Dragon Ball Z What If. There's no Deku, no All Might, no All For One, no quirks. Straight up Dragon Ball. Key blasts, fisticuffs, the whole 9 yards. I wanted to get into other series outside of My Hero and Ruby. I'm taking a break from Ruby because I have a lot of catching up to do on that anime. But I know quite a bit about Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is like one of the series I quite enjoy. I know some of you, might not like Dragon Ball Z because of it's basically a fighting anime when it comes down to it, but it's my type of thing. People, if you guys who haven't checked my community tab yet, some of you might not have the devices to get on the community tab, because the community tab is not functional with all devices, unfortunately. But this is going to be Vex, Raditz' second daughter, sister of Wrench, the daughter of Launch. As we start our episode off on planet Vegeta, as Cole is telling the Saiyans that his son is going to take over, not a lot of Saiyans are happy about this, especially the Lasher family. Lasher's his first name, so I won't go into much in detail on his last name because I won't be using it. As Lasher's mom and dad quietly leave the crowd of Saiyans, as they immediately begin plans to leave planet Vegeta because of Frieza is a tyrant. At least with King Cold, they know what they're getting into, but Frieza's a whole nother beast. And Lasher's family can see the resentment that Frieza has when they see Frieza looking at Saiyans, like a disgusting look, like he can't wait to blow them up. So when the day arrived when Bardock was screaming about Lord Frieza is going to destroy the planet, Lasher family believed him, as they took his warning seriously, as they took their family and they got into their pods and as they blasted off. As Frieza was on his mothership, as he let those pods go, Frieza thought he could easily track them down and kill them, but he let them go for now. He hasn't fully decided when he's going to eradicate planet Vegeta. Whenever it strikes his fancy, he'll destroy the planet. The story progressed normally as Gine and Bardock send their son off to Earth. As that progressed normally, as Slasher family goes the opposite direction of the universe. Slasher is not born yet, but Slasher's family are trying to colonize a planet some far away out of Frieza's control. As the years has progressed, they made this planet their home for the time being. As Ezekiel parents finally conceive, not Ezekiel, sorry, Slasher parents, as Slasher was finally birthed, after many, many years has passed. When Slasher was in his breeding tank, they saw his power level as they were shocked, as he has the power level of a elite. Not as strong as Vegeta when he was his age, when Vegeta was Slasher's age, but it's respectable. As Slasher mother knows he has some inner potential waiting to be unlocked. She just has to dig it out. As by this time, unfortunately, Slasher's father died from an attack from one of the Frieza forces. As the Frieza force did come across them, Slasher's dad sacrificed himself to silence them all. So Frieza doesn't know of their location at the moment. As Slasher's mom's been building a experimental saiyan pod. Until one day, Frieza came knocking. As Frieza's ship, appears in front of entering the planet atmosphere as Deborah and Zarbon fly down as they immediately slaughter any Saiyans left. As Slasher Mom had no choice but to put Slasher in the experimental Saiyan pod, as it freezes him inside. Once he enters, as it blasts off, as Slasher Mom fights the best she can. But fighting both of them at once, she eventually was overtaken and killed. By this time, Raditz has to finally land on Earth. As they're as Raditz does appear at Kami's house. As he backhands Krillin as he goes through Kami's house, grabs Gohan, takes off. As he kidnaps Gohan. Ultimately, Goku and Piccolo join forces to rescue his son. As that whole event still happened, as instead of killing Raditz, in this what if, Goku is a little bit stronger than Raditz, as Goku and Piccolo brought down Raditz, but nevertheless, this Goku survived. He did not get killed by the special beam cannon holding Raditz and getting shot through the chest. As when Raditz, awaken as they go through their dialogue. As, Raditz is a bit of a coward, so he ultimately, told Goku about the two Saiyans that heading towards Earth now. Trying to get their Dragon Balls. Well, he doesn't know about the Dragon Balls yet, but so they have some time to prepare. As immediately Goku went home, and convinced Chi-Chi to take Gohan to train. As they train at the lookout, as Kami offered to take him to the other world to get King Kai's training, as he's going to need the training for these two Saiyans. As Raditz, trained on Earth with Piccolo. Piccolo's keeping a close eye on Raditz. He doesn't trust him one bit. So for Goku, Piccolo pretty much took Gohan and trained the boy. with Raditz' help. As after all, that's his nephew, so he was more than willing to help to get on the good graces of the Z Warriors. Goku, run through Snake Way, falls off, goes to hell, then comes back up. He did the same thing that he did in canon, minus the fact that he's not dead. Landed on. He finally got to mass King Kai's planet, as he had to do the test of making him laugh. He pretty ultimately succeeds as he tried to do the whole catch bubbles, the monkey, then smash the cricket. I forget his name at the moment. Gregory, I think is the fast cricket, but nevertheless, he did crush it as King Kai's planet has higher gravity than Earth, so he's getting a good workout. As he does learn the Kaioken in the Spirit Bomb. Back on Earth, Piccolo and Raz is training Gohan as one night Gohan look at the full moon as he goes in his great ape Ozaru form as he goes on a rampage. As Raditz immediately, told Piccolo to chop off the kid's tail. He can't control it. As ultimately, that would occur like in canon. Teachy was very clear with Goku about he has to study too while he's training. So Raditz would take Gohan occasionally back at his house as, he would do some schoolwork. Because of this interaction, he met his sister-in-law and met Lunch. They kind of, hit it off a little too well. They started getting closer and closer during this time for prepare for before the Saiyans. As Lunch kind of lost interest in Tien because he made himself perfectly clear he's not looking to get romantic involved. He just wants to concentrate on his training. One night, they did the dirty as well. That's how Ranch and Vex came into the world, as they're the same age, but they're twins. Not identical twins, but twins nonetheless. As it's going to take Vegeta about 11 months to get to Earth. Now, Slasher and Vex are going to probably be about 2 years apart, maybe 3, 4 at the max. Let's say they're about. As you have Kami and Mr. Popo. As Mr. Popo was talking to Kami as, Kami, stop talking. As he immediately senses Slasher's power level. Mr. Popo, something's coming. And he has a very powerful power level. But I thought the Saiyans were not supposed to be here at this time. They're still on their way. I don't know who this is. I want you to go to the location and investigate, Mr. Popo. Understood, Kami. Mr. Popo grabs Krillin by the collar. You're coming with me, Shorty. Where are we going? As Krillin doesn't know what's going on, as immediately when they fly off on the carpet, immediately they get closer to the location. Krillin feels it as he's scared of. It's very intense. As they get to as it's a Saiyan ship. Well, what do you know is a Saiyan ship? Yeah, because it's Raditz. Okay, yes, yeah. So they immediately know what type of ship this is, as Krillin is scared. As Krillin, cowardly goes over to the pod. as Mr. Popo opens it up for him. As I mean, all they see is when the pod opens. Well, it's not. It doesn't open right away. It's going through the defrosting. Going through the defrosting process. As finally it defrosts, as Mr. Popo sees a little baby slasher, as he has red eyes. As it's a saiyan. Great, we got another one of those monsters here. As Mr. Popo, picks the baby up, as Slasher, reaches out for Mr. Popo's hand, as, he grabs onto it. As Mr. Popo still feels the grip on him. Aren't you a strong little one? Ow. As Mr. Popo, shakes his hand out, as, he was a bit rough with Mr. Popo. Well, he's the baby, I mean, he was strong for his age. Piccolo and Raditz and Gohan are, well, let's say Piccolo's training Gohan still, as Raditz had to go to the lookout to get some senzu beans. They were unable to pick some up. So, Raditz, took a trip to the Kami. As he met Kami through some dialogue, as Raditz did apologize for kidnapping Gohan to his brother, as Goku was happy to have his brother around. So that's what the relationship is pretty much at the moment. As Raditz, with the look as he sees Mr. Popo and Kami. Kami, what's going on? What is that? Is that a Saiyan? Where did he come from? We don't know. His pod just landed not that long ago. Such power from such a little thing. As he's impressed by the power level of a of a baby. Raditz could see that this kid will have a great potential. He's going to be quite the powerful Saiyan when he grows up. Wait, red eyes? I seen a family of Saiyans like that on planet Vegeta a long time ago. They were a low class family, if I remember right. Of course. Krillin. Yes, Kami? I want you to take the young man to Kami's house. Talk with the others. See what we're gonna do. Unfortunately, I don't have the necessary skills to raise a child. When Krillin took Lasher to Kami's house, Raditz did, come. Raditz was one holding the baby. As they get to Raditz's house, Raditz sees the launch. As she walks over to Raditz, we need to talk. Now. As launch is in her blonde form. Krillin, here, take this. I need to talk with his launch for a moment. As they go have their private conversation, as she informs him that, she's pregnant and it's his fault, and as she's demanding what he's gonna do about it. As Launch is telling him he's going to take responsibility. Their dialogue goes on as ultimately, Raditz, has to, well, ultimately accept to take care of whatever child that Launch has. It's he's going to be quite surprised when there's going to be two little girls, but nevertheless. Krillin, what was the baby? As Mr. Roshi, is quite curious why there's a baby in his house. Yeah, apparently we have a Saiyan child landed on the planet. What? As Bulma is, that piqued her interest. Another one? At least this one's a baby. As, Bulma, picks up Lasher. Are you a cute little thing? Where is he? Where is his parents? We don't know. Do you still have a ship? Yeah, we have it. It was weird. I've never seen the same pod he came in with, a bit different than the one Raditz came in through. All right, I want you to tell me the location now. As immediately, Krillin tells her where to look at as she jumps into her flying vehicle as she took off with, Lasher and Bulma and Lasher took off. As she gets to the space pod, as she fiddles it around. As Raditz did, eventually eventually Bulma called called Kame's house to get Raditz's opinion of the matter. As she had it transported to Castle Corp, as she's having people examine it, as Raditz tells, I've never seen one like this. This is brand new. This is something I've never seen before. It seems like it has some sort of stasis function. Most likely when the kid was placing it, he was frozen. That would probably that would probably make sense. Krillin did say that a lot of cold air came out of the pod when it finally opened. And judging by the chemicals that are mixed in with the pod, my best cryos. I believe you're right, Raditz. At least you're not as dumb as your brother. Get me wrong. I adore Goku, but he's kind of an idiot. As Raditz laughs, yeah, it seems so. My brother is a bit of a knucklehead, apparently. Might look like Goku, might Kakarot might look like our father, but he takes after our mother more, Guinea, than anything else. So, Bulma, what are we gonna do about the kid? I don't know. I could take him in. I'll ask Chi-Chi if she's willing to take him in. It might be too much for her, but we could figure out a deal. As Bulma takes one of her flying vehicles, as she goes over to talk to Chi-Chi, as she's holding little Lasher, as Chi-Chi has no problem, looking after the young one, as long as another Saiyan's gonna eat a lot of food. So Bulma are going to provide her with some food for Lasher. So Chi-Chi's not going to be as they're not going to the Goku family is not going to be as poor. They're going to still live in the same area. They're just going to have a lot more food, money for food, and hunting trips and stuff. They could get food from the wilderness as well, so they're covered. As ultimately Chi-Chi is taking care of Lasher. As she doesn't care what Goku thinks, she's going to adopt this kid and care for him after Bulma explaining that what information they got from the database, his parents did not make it. As there was a brief message. It was in the Saiyan language, but Raditz understood it as he relayed it back to Bulma. As the day has finally arrived, as Vegeta and Nappa arrive on Earth, immediately Nappa destroys a city. As Vegeta, you dumbass, you could have destroyed a Dragon Ball. Sorry, Vegeta. Kinda got overexcited. Whatever, dumbass. Come on. Let's see if we can find our. Let's see if we can find our little traitor. collect these Dragon Balls, become immortal, and kill Frieza. As at some time past, Nappa, Vegeta come in contact with the Z Warriors. As Krillin showed up with his Piccolo, with Gohan, then Tien, then Yamcha. As immediately they summon the Cybermen as they plant the Cybermen, as the Cybermen comes bursting out, as they begin fighting, the Z Warriors. As Tien's little buddy, War, I really don't know his name. The little white midget guy, I forget his name at the moment, my bad, it's been a while. As he detonates himself up, as he blows up the Cybermen, and well, not really the Cybermen, but he tried to detonate after Nappa came into the fray, as it really didn't do much in Nappa. As he's telling Vegeta, the Pokemon blew up. As yeah, if you've seen Dragon Ball Z Abridged, you'll get the reference. As ultimately, Goku still is on King Kai's planet. As yeah, the Kami informed King Kai that he needs to get to Earth now. They're fighting the Saiyans as they speak. As Raditz is doing pretty decent against Nappa. As Vegeta's, talking shit the whole time, calling him a coward, a weakling. You wanna join the Earthlings? Where's your Saiyan pride? All that dialogue as Nappa gets hit pretty hard. It's the same thing that happened in canon as Piccolo shielded Gohan. As Piccolo was ultimately killed from that attack. That's when, Raditz goes on a frenzy, just beating down everyone. Tien got his hand chopped off. Yamcha got blew up by a Cyberman. Krillin is shivering from fear. As when Nappa was about to smash Gohan's skull in by stomping on him, that's when Goku made his arrive as he begins to body Nappa like no one's business. As he tosses Nappa like a piece of trash. As Goku and Vegeta begin their fight, the moon wasn't destroyed, so he looked at the sky. It's about nighttime about now. Well, no, it's not nighttime, as he creates that artificial moon in the sky as he becomes the great ape Ozaru form. As he begins, bodying Goku, crushing him. As ultimately, Vegeta's tail got chopped off by Yajiroshi. I pronounced that wrong as hell, but the fat guy dude has a sword. Yeah, I don't know. I forget his name. He's not important in the story. He's just important for that one little spot. Yajiroshi. Yeah, I'm butchering that, but whatever. You know what I mean. You understand who I'm talking about. As he was pretty much down on the ground as Vegeta get up as his Saiyan body armor is destroyed. As he's getting ready to end this. As immediately Gohan began, pulsating as he begins his transformation to the... No, that won't work because he doesn't have his tail in this one. That is right. As Raditz got a battered as he joined forces with his brother, tag teaming the Vegeta. That was enough of a Vegeta's weakened enough for they could take him out. As when ultimately Raditz and Goku finally defeat Vegeta, as Krillin was about to kill him. As Goku, don't, Krillin. Why? He's a monster. I know I know he's evil, but I want to fight him again. I know it's wrong, but I've never fought anyone like him before. As Vegeta, eventually escape, go off to where he gets recovered. As they didn't run out of senzu beans, as he gave some senzu beans to Goku and Gohan. As Gohan's distraught about Piccolo's death, he did go crazy on Raditz, but that didn't amount to anything really. He just got bodied. While Goku was in recovery in a hospital, as Chi informed him that they're going to be taking care. They have a new son, a second son. As it's Chi is adopting Lasher into the family. As Goku didn't really mind it at all. Another Saiyan, another another potential fight for him. As he's oddly okay with it, a little too excited. Mr. Popo, did appear, tell him about Kami's ship, that he's actually a Namekian from Namek. As Mr. Popo informed him of the Dragon Balls on Namek. Kami, mentioning that to him at some point, in case he died. And now they will be, making preparations to go to Namek. It's up to me when Gohan wanted to go. As Chi-Chi's like, all right, have fun. Just remember to study. As Chi-Chi it shocked everyone. As she's didn't as that's not like Chi-Chi. She would protest about Gohan continuing his studies, but she's occupied with Lasher. And she kind of feels sorry for the boy, for the young man, because he's an orphan. So she's going to be Lasher's going to be Lasher's going to be taking her attention a lot during their time where the Z Warriors go to Namek. As Bulma eventually got the Namek ship to work, and she begins preparation to make their journey to Namek, as it's going to be Raditz, Gohan, and Krillin. That's the team's going to go to Namek. Goku's still recovering, as he's going to go to Namek later on in one of Capsule Corp's one of their spaceships, like in canon. That's probably where we're going to leave it off. Next part, we'll go into the Namek saga. I'll be going more into Raditz's point of view of during that what if. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging by time zones. I'll catch you in the next video.